Okay, I'll call the Order of Sparks City Council meeting of January 23rd, 2017 with a roll call, please.
Mayor Martini, absent. Council members Abbott.
Here.
Lawson.
Here.
Smith.
Here.
Bybee.
Here.
Deere.
Here.
City Attorney Adams.
Here.
Acting City Manager Kreutz.
Here.
We have a quorum, thank you.
Okay, and before we get to the invocation speakers, I just want to give you an update on Gino. I don't know if you know this. He had knee surgery, replacement surgery on January the 2nd, and he had a little bit of a setback. He had to have surgery again on Friday, and now he's in a cast, but otherwise he's doing well. He's matter of fact, I think he yelled at me and Chris today because we weren't doing what he wanted him to do. But don't worry about Gino. He's doing fine. He's probably watching this meeting, and he really didn't yell at us. I just put that in there. So, yeah. So if you'll all stand for our invocation speaker, Rajan Zed, President of the Universal Society of Hinduism.
I will read from ancient Hindu scriptures in Sanskrit, then translate into English. Om Bhurvuvah Swah Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. We meditate on the transcendental glory of the Deity Supreme, who is inside the heart of the earth, inside the life of the sky, and inside the soul of the heaven. May He stimulate and illuminate our minds. Astoma Sadgamya Tamsoma Jyotirgamya Mrityormamratam Gamya. Lead us from the unreal to the real, lead us from darkness to light, lead us from death to immortality. Niyatam Kuru Karma Tvam Karma Jyahya Karmana Srira Yatra Pichate Prasiddhiyet Karmana Yagnarthat Karmanao Nyatra Lokoyam Karma Bandhana Tadartham Karma Kauntya Mukta Sang Samachara. Fulfill all your duties, action is better than inaction. Even to maintain your body, you are obliged to act. Selfish action imprisons the world. Act selflessly without any thought of personal profit. Tasmada Sakta Statam Karma Karyam Samachara Asakto Hyacharan Karma Paramapnoti Purusha Karmanyavahi Samsiddhi Mastita Jankadya Loka Sangraha Mevapi Sampa Shankar Tumrahasi. Strive constantly to serve the welfare of the world. By devotion to selfless, one attains the supreme goal of life. Do your work with the welfare of others always in mind. Om Saha Navavatu, Saha Nabhanaktu, Saha Virin, Karva Bahai, Tejasvi Navadita Mastu, Ma Vidvisa Bahai. May we be protected together, may we be nourished together, may we work together with great vigor, may our study be enlightening, may no obstacle arise between us. Samniva Kuti, Samna Hirdhyaniva, Samnam Astuvo Mano Yathava Susa Hasti. United your resolve, united your hearts, may your spirits be at one, that you may long together dwell in unity and concord. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace be unto all. Om. Thank you.
Thank you, Rajan. We are doubly blessed today, so we have Barbara West, Church of the Nazarene. Come on down, Barbara. Thanks for coming today.
Thank you. If you'll keep your heads bowed with me, please. And yes, Lord, our Heavenly Father, we do approach you today, thanking and praising you for these United States of America. And Lord, we do pray that we would be united. We thank you especially for our city, this one called Sparks. We thank you for all of these council members and all of the people that lead us here at Sparks. We particularly would ask that you would look with favor upon our mayor, reach your healing hand right down from heaven, and touch Gino and help him to recover and to be perfectly well and healthy. And Lord, would you give wisdom to our council as they do the business for our city? We pray a blessing upon each and every one of them. And we call out in Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you, Barbara. Would you remain standing for the pledge? And we have a guest in the audience, a former council member of the city of Sparks. Jessica, would you lead us in the pledge?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You mean West Sparks.
West Sparks. I stand corrected. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to open up the public comment. I do have a couple cards down here. If you'd like to speak during public comment, please fill out a card, and we'll get you up here. First one up is Anonymous. Welcome. How are you today? And you have 3 minutes.
I'm speaking anonymously due to, can you hear me on this? Okay, thank you. I'm speaking anonymously due to the retaliation we survivors of domestic violence are receiving by both law enforcement and the court system. Last City Council, you heard a presentation from John Ecamendi, and I hope you were impressed by the fact that Nevada's been #1 for several years in domestic violence when a gun is involved. Unfortunately, there are no statistics to know how many of these victims were domestically abused prior to their final assault with a gun. I would like to tell you that there is a chronic problem in the city of Sparks for us survivors of domestic violence who have nowhere to go when we have been threatened to be killed. I've even heard one law enforcement officer tell a mother that, well, you have to wait until you're dead before we can step in and do anything. So there's a crisis occurring in Sparks. The city of Sparks chose to use us residents' money to hire a law firm called Kempfer Kroll et al. Attorney Kempfer is located in Las Vegas. The law firm has 2 locations, and Attorney Kempfer runs the Las Vegas office. Kroll runs the Carson City office. Bob Kroll also happens to be the mayor of Carson City. Bob Kroll injected himself into the city of Sparks lawsuit, Sparks v. Sparks, because he has a significant problem. He oversees 3 courts. He oversees the district court, the justice court, and the municipal court. As you know, Sparks only oversees the municipal court. So why is he spending our money, injecting himself into the Sparks v. Sparks case? It's because his court administrator filed an affidavit with a lawsuit in the city of Carson City that says she is destroying child abuse evidence, and she's destroying it in all 3 courts. This is illegal. Child abuse evidence cannot be destroyed, and there are numerous statutes that support that. She is doing it based upon, as you've already heard testimony from me, about the minimum records retention schedule. It's not a legal document. It is simply a guideline for court administration when they want to destroy a small claims case or any other case that doesn't involve child abuse. I would also like to read to you. It's not. May I have just?
Time at the end of the meeting, we have to have public comment.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Next speaker, Michael Alonso.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Mayor Pro Tem, members of the City Council. I'm Michael Alonso, and I'm here with Jessica Sferaza, and we are representing the Nevada Resort Association. Wanted to come in public comment and talk about a proposed ordinance change that we would like to make involving restricted gaming. By way of background, let me stop for a second. I just take a second to wish the mayor well and a speedy recovery with his health issues. We hope to see him back soon. By way of background, the Resort Association started a few years ago to try and clarify state law as well as local codes on the restricted licensing area, and primarily as they relate to restricted gaming being incidental to the primary business, for example, of bars, taverns, or saloons. State law requires that restricted gaming, which is 15 slot machines or less, as you all know, be operated only in bars, taverns, or saloons that serve alcohol by the drink for consumption on the premises, and for grocery stores, convenience stores, drug stores, and liquor stores that sell packaged liquor for consumption off of the premises. In every case, gaming must be incidental to the primary business. Most local government codes also require that restricted gaming must be incidental to the primary business, or they describe it in terms that are similar to that but not identical. In Sparks, for example, there's a very similar requirement that restricted gaming is not a primary use, and it can only be an accessory or ancillary use to another primary use like a bar or restaurant. For years now, there have been some operators of restricted gaming who the Resort Association believe do not comply with the state rules and even the local rules where they're clear. And they specifically do not comply with the requirement that restricted gaming be incidental to the primary business. For example, instead of having a bar with restricted gaming as incidental to the primary business and a bar top with the slot machines in the bar, some of these operators are operating a slot parlor in a bar where there is no actual bar top, and the machines are standalone machines that are spread around in the slot parlor. And the gaming operation is clearly the primary business in those locations, which isn't legal under state law or local code. As a result, the Resort Association was able to clarify state law in 2011 and has been working ever since to make similar changes in local government codes to make the requirements consistent, to level the playing field, to make it easier for operators to understand the requirements, and to make it easier for local governments to enforce the rules. The Resort Association has helped to clarify the law in Clark County. That happened several years ago, and just recently we were able to change the ordinances in the city of Reno. We're working on the similar changes here in the city of Sparks, city of Las Vegas, and other local governments in the state of Nevada. City of Henderson, just by note, already had codes in place that were very restrictive and very clear, and so there's no changes that we're going to do there because they already control it very well. I want to be clear that the Resort Association's proposal is about bars, taverns, saloon-type establishments. This has nothing to do with grocery stores, drug stores, convenience stores, or liquor stores. And essentially, we're just trying to clarify the rules, and I'd be happy to answer questions or come back and address the council later. Thank you.
Anybody else in the audience want to speak at this time? Okay, seeing none, we'll bring it back to the council. Number 5, the agenda. Looking for a motion. Oh, I got to look at this. Mr. Lawson.
Move to approve the agenda as written.
Second. We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor, please vote, or just vote. Just vote. Are you and I?
I'm on.
Okay.
I have a blank screen.
It passes, so it's not going in up there at all. Does that mean it won't go till everybody's punched in?
Rich made it go.
Okay.
Take care of this.
Okay, so it passes unanimously. Number 6, consideration of possible approval of the minutes of the regular Sparks City Council meetings of December 12th, 2016 and January 9th, 2017. Any changes? Mr. Lawson,
Move to approve the minutes as presented.
do we have a second? Second. We have a motion. Second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, please vote. Passes unanimously. Okay, 7.1, presentation by Christina Conte. Is she here or? Okay. Oh, hi, Christina.
Hi.
EMS Program Manager for the Washoe County Health Department on the status of the EMS Oversight Program. Welcome.
Good afternoon, council members and Acting Manager Kreutz. For the record, Chris Maples, Fire Chief for the City of Sparks. With me today is Christina Conti. She is the Preparedness and EMS Program Oversight Manager for the District Health Department. One of her duties is every year to make a presentation to each of the governing bodies that are a party to the interlocal agreement that covers EMS delivery in Washoe County, and that is the reason that she's here today. She's already made this presentation to the City of Reno and Washoe County, and today she'll be making the same presentation to you. Part of her presentation is going to cover the function of the EMS Oversight Program, the EMS Advisory Board also. And with that, I will turn it over to Christina.
Thank you, Chief. Good afternoon.
Welcome.
Thank you. Perfect. I want to thank you for the opportunity to come before you and give you an update on what your program is doing. As you know, we work for you, and I'll go through that in the presentation. Taking a quick moment to introduce your staff. So, as Chief Maple said, I'm the program manager, and since I came before you last year, I have absorbed the emergency preparedness program for the health district. So I oversee both programs. Brittany Dayton is the EMS coordinator. She handles a lot of the franchise compliance. Heather Kerwin in the back is our statistician, and so all of the data reports that get put out are being produced by her. And then we have a new member that just joined our team, and that's Jackie Lawson, and she provides some much-needed support to this program as well as the emergency preparedness program. Forgive my redundancy of information, but I do know that you have some new council members, and so I wanted to provide a little bit of a background for you. In 2014, the interlocal agreement for EMS oversight was adopted by the political jurisdictions. The fundamental change for this agreement was that it actually changed the health district from a strictly compliance perspective of the REMSA franchise agreement to looking at the entire system and how the system performs as a whole. Within that interlocal agreement, the authority lies with the District Board of Health. And then the interlocal, as Chief had mentioned, it established the EMS Advisory Board. It established our program as the oversight program. It defined the duties of our program, but then it also defined the duties of the signatories, which would be City of Sparks, City of Reno, Truckee Meadows Fire Protection District, Board of County Commissioners, and then the Washoe County Health District. Within the interlocal agreement, it defined who the EMS Advisory Board was, and so it's comprised of the following members: the jurisdictional managers, the district health officer. Dr. Michelson is the emergency room physician who works at St. Mary's. The hospital continuous quality improvement representative is Terry Ward. She works at Northern Nevada Medical Center. And so our board meets quarterly. In the quarterly meetings, the purpose is to provide a concurrent review of issues that would have a recommendation either to the health district or to the district health officer. And then the intention also would be to have recommendations come then before the council, so it could become a vetting ground for different things for the entire system. So this is just a quick organizational look at where it goes for you all as the council members. So our EMS oversight program actually does have a direct link to you, since we are your health district, and you have representatives on the city council, a new member. So anything, the information that we do, the program reports up to the chair, and then that goes to your councils. In 2015-2016 fiscal year, we had a lot of big accomplishments for this region. 3 things went into effect July 1st. The revision of the ambulance franchise response map was a large feat, an accomplishment for this region. That went into effect in July. A multi-casualty incident plan revision that was a pretty significant revision was implemented in July, as well as the development of the Omega protocols. You may recall that that was something that came before your council to sign off on. We also developed a regional annex to the statewide medical surge plan, and where that becomes imperative, and thinking about our recent emergencies too, is that previously we would only have an evacuation plan for the hospitals and healthcare facilities within Washoe County to go to each other. And this annex actually takes it outside of Washoe County and has the surrounding jurisdictions, and so everybody works together, and then if something did happen in a jurisdiction, there's already that foundation laid. The Heart Safe Community designation was submitted in July, and we did, in fact, receive that, so more to follow on that, which is very exciting. And then the Regional 5-Year EMS Strategic Plan, which is a requirement of the interlocal agreement, was being developed. It actually, it will be on next year's accomplishments because it didn't get approved till October. A quick walkthrough, 1 page only of the annual report. You have it in front of you, but just some highlights is that matched calls means that there are a fire partner as well as REMSA showing up to a call. So this 45,294 is not suggesting that that's only the calls that we had in this region for this fiscal year. That's saying that it was that many calls where both partners arrived on scene. The median response time, there was a 24-second difference for all calls for service. You'll see in the annual report on pages 13 through 15 all of this data. For priority 1 call, there was actually a 10-second difference between the two partners' arrivals. So the big part of the presentation is to tour you through the strategic plan. And the point of the strategic plan per the interlocal agreement is that it would be sort of help our community go in the same direction and have this consensus of where we would like to go in the next 5 years. So the EMS Oversight Board approved this on October 7th, and then the District Board of Health approved it on October 27th. I would like to, this is our development process, and I want to take an opportunity and gush about City Manager Driscoll. He was absolutely incredible and phenomenal through this whole process. When my program got tapped to develop it, we had never done that. And so he said, I will help you. We will meet monthly. So he freed up his schedule to meet with me every month and mentor me through the process. And it was incredibly appreciated. And our end product would not be what it was if it wasn't for him. So I just wanted to make sure that you guys knew how appreciative we are for his support. In August, we started the process with a SWOT analysis, and then the stakeholders that we worked with actually took that SWOT analysis and that created the framework for the strategic plan. And then we would update quarterly to the EMS Advisory Board. Your representatives from the stakeholders was Chief Garrison and then Teresa Wiley from Dispatch. So every jurisdiction had 2 representatives. And then when Chief Maples was appointed to be the new chief, then he joined us at the end of the process. So the mission statement that the region came to is to coordinate the delivery of efficient and effective emergency medical services to the citizens, businesses, and visitors of Washoe County through collaboration with EMS providers. And our vision is the Washoe County EMS system will provide high-quality patient care through collaborative efforts and integrated healthcare, providing evidence-based pre-hospital medicine exceeding the expectations of the community. These were the regional values. Within the document itself, all of these statements are outlined or defined so that you can see what the region felt was important. And then how it is structured for you is that the goal is really what the overarching goal is for the region. And then you'll see the objectives, which are the elements that we believe would achieve that goal, where we could say that we did meet what we wanted to do. And then the strategies were those individual steps to achieve the objective, which then achieves the goal. So what you'll see within the document is that there's due dates all throughout those 3 elements because they all have their own pieces within the process. So if you want to follow along, on page 11, we start with goal 1, and it's the enhancing the utilization of EMS resources by matching the appropriate resources. And the 2 big components within this would be the Omega protocols and the alternative transportation options. So those elements roll into achieving goal 1. Goal 2 on page 13 is the improvement of pre-hospital performance by reducing system response times through the use of technology and development of policy. So that would be the AVL, Automatic Vehicle Locator Utilization, the Ambulance Response Map, Mutual Aid Agreements, and the definition of the EMS Tier 1 response measurement. I want to point out that EMS Tier 1 is the only one being asked for a response measurement because Tier 2, which is the ambulance, their measurement is already defined for them through the franchise and that franchise response map. Goal 3 on page 15 is improving communications, and that would be the enhancement of radio communications, CAD-to-CAD interface, and then AVL visualization for EMS vehicles. You'll notice AVL is written twice, but when you get down to the details, the use of AVL is different per each of those goals. Goal 4 on page 16 is improving continuity of care through regional processes. That would be the implementation of electronic patient care reporting, and then an annual EMS system performance report with hospital data. I'm very excited to tell you that from our last presentation to now, we have received trauma data from the state for all of last fiscal year. And so when Heather gets the opportunity, she's going to start working with it so that we can have, because of the data that all our partners give us, we can actually see from 911 phone call to hospital disposition for trauma only. So we don't have the whole spectrum yet, but it's a start and we're very excited about it. Goal 5 is designing an enhanced EMS response system. This is the use of regional protocols, which is a project that we're working on right now, and regional continuous improvement process. And that was the thought of everybody QIs individually, but perhaps we can look at QI together so that we can learn from each other depending on what the topic is. And the last goal actually relates to us as the EMS oversight program. It was actually Chief Garrison who said, well, now all this is for us. What about for you guys? And I said, I don't know. What do you want to put in? And so this is what the region came up with, is that, so our job as EMS oversight would be to coordinate and report on the strategic objectives so that we can keep what the region is doing at the forefront. And then promoting the oversight program and the work of the partners through the reports to the council members. We also wrote in a revision process so that we always have a 5-year plan in place. So in 2 years, we will start this process all over again and take those remaining 3 years and then add 2, and we'll have a new 5-year plan. So just some of the things that we're working on right now. Is the determination of data elements for the process verification of the Omega protocol. So we put this process in place. So how are we verifying that it actually is working the way that we thought it would? The methodology for revisions of those franchise map reviews, the jurisdictional fire response measurement, the development of regional protocols, and then the establishment of a CAD-to-CAD interface between the PSAP and REMSA. And so those are the really high-level things that we're working on right now. I want to thank you again for your time. We really enjoy coming forward and speaking with you and sharing the accomplishments of the region.
Thank you for that. I'm not going to have to tell Steve what you said about him because he's in the Caribbean and I'm sure he's watching this on TV. So are there any questions or comments from the council? Mr. Dare.
I've had the honor of actually being on the health board now and getting to learn and be a part. And they have quite a team there that are working hard. So thank you for what you do. And I'm still in the midst of just trying to learn as much as I can and as you go over stuff. But it's been pretty neat, wonderful kind of seeing how we're all working together. And I think continued to make it as safe as we can for our constituents is what we're trying to do. And so between the city and what you guys are doing, thank you. Thank you.
Our next presentation will be from on the opening and ribbon cutting for the Spanish Springs branch of United Federal Credit Union. Jeff Panko. Come on down. Welcome. Brand new?
Yes.
Good.
Brand new, coming down the pipe.
Brand new.
We want to thank the council for the opportunity to be here. My name is Danny De La Rosa. I'm the Market Vice President for United Federal Credit Union. And we are very excited to be here in Sparks and to be supporting the community. I just wanted to share a little bit about United Federal Credit Union. We've been around since 1949, since 2009 here in Nevada, when we acquired a local credit union that was here. We serve over 130,000 members, and we're $2.2 billion in assets. We do think that size is important, but more important than that is really making a difference in the lives of our members and really finding ways to match them up with products and services from a nonprofit perspective that really benefit them. We never sell a product just to sell a product. We look to see what the next 30 years looks like for our members, and then we help them to achieve that. This branch is really part of what we would like to do here in Northern Nevada. It's actually our 5th one that we've opened since 2013. We're making a very sizable investment. I even committed to coming out here. I originally started with our corporate offices in Michigan and came out here 4 years ago. And it's been a very exciting time and now call this place home, which is really great. And I live out here in Sparks, so I really enjoy it. Our branch manager, Jeff Panko, is going to take it from here and share a little bit on this grand opening and the excitement that's around it.
Thank you. Like you said, my name is Jeff Panko. I grew up, born and raised here in Sparks, 5th generation Northern Nevadan. Very happy to be able to come share what we're doing out in Spanish Springs. Next week, we're celebrating our grand opening week. where we'll have different events, not only sharing about who United Federal Credit Union is, but at the same time donating and helping a local nonprofit called the Women and Children Center. Credit Union loves to give back. Next week, as new members come in and people open up new accounts, we're entering those individuals in to win a grand prize, a 55-inch Samsung 4K entertainment package. We have other things such as mortgage closing costs, so we have discounts on that. And we also are able to give out great CD rates because we like giving back to our members. We have CD rates as good as, for 16 months, 1.4% and up from there. The following week on the 8th, it's Wednesday, February 8th, we'll be having our ribbon cutting event from 5 until 6:30, where we'll celebrate with the community as well as with the Sparks Chamber of Commerce. We'd love to have you guys out.
Any questions or comments? Is this your first Sparks location, or?
This is our second.
Second one. Okay, good, good.
Yeah, second freestanding branch, and then we have a branch inside Reed High School as well.
You do? Okay. How does that work out?
It's good.
Is it good?
Yeah, we have a really great relationship with the school there.
Good.
It's been a great signature program. We actually have quite a few of our current staff that went through that program, and after they graduated high school, went off to university, ended up coming back to work for us.
Here.
Thank you guys for coming. After talking a little bit and mentioned the idea of you guys coming out, we just want to celebrate new businesses that are growing in our community, and I think it's important for our city to see that a lot of different things are happening and what you guys are doing. I know I'll commit to be there. I'll be there out there on the 8th to hang out with you. It's right next to my house, so it's on my way home. It's perfect. But thank you for being here, and we'll have a proclamation there actually that will come out, and we'll have a proclamation from the city to read.
Ms. Bybee, I'm sorry. Did you want to say something?
One other thing, in regards to the relationship, I know that there's a lot of work going on with the Nevada Veterans Memorial as well, and we've had a chance to talk with a few individuals about that, and we're excited to find a way to participate and support that to continue to be a contributing member of the community.
Annie, good to see you again. And Jeff, we go back a long way. You went to school with my boys, so really good to see you. Excited that you're managing this new branch. And actually, I met you at the groundbreaking over at Sierra Summit. So, big question, where are you located in Spanish Springs? Where's your new branch?
We're on Wingfield Hills, so in Wingfield Springs, 2432 Wingfield Hills, right by the Rayleighs there in Wingfield Springs.
Perfect. I'll plan to be there then, too. Thank you, guys. Thank you for what you're doing. Another great business coming to Sparks. Thanks.
Thank you. Mr. Abbott, did you want to say something?
She asked that.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. Good luck. Welcome to Sparks again, and we appreciate the new business coming in. Thank you. Okay. Okay, we're going to move on to consent items. Anybody want to pull one?
Only two.
I know. Pull 50% of them. Mr. Lawson.
I'm going to move to approve the consent items 8.1 and 8.2.
Mr. Abbott.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, please vote. Passes unanimously. Okay, general business 9.1, consideration and possible approval of the mayor's recommendation of the appointment of Mary Brock and James Gaba to the Sparks Planning Commission from the following pool of applicants listed in alphabetical order: Jeff Bowling, Mary Brock, Paul Freeman, James Gaba, Joanna Lee, and David Shockett.
Mayor Pro Tem and members of the council, for the record, no Foods, acting city manager, officially for city manager Bristol. Mayor has recommended Ms. Mary Block fill the vacancy created by Commissioner Camerata, and that Mr. James Gaba fill the vacancy created by Commissioner Lean's retirement.
Okay. Looking for a motion.
I move to confirm the appointment of Ms. Mary Brock and Mr. James Gaba to the Sparks Planning Commission through December 31st, 2020.
Looking for a second. Mr. Dare.
I second you.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is any further discussion? Seeing none, please vote. Passes unanimously. Okay, 9 point. Is Mary here? Oh, yeah, of course Mary's here. Hi, Mary. Come on down.
James, I'm not sure.
I don't know. Is Mr. Gaba here? Okay, Come on down. Well, I know. And your fees aren't going to be that high.
No free parking or anything.
All right, go ahead.
I
Introduce yourself and tell us what you do.
I'm Mary Brock. I'm a resident here in Sparks. Obviously, I've been here, almost 19 years. Moved here from South Carolina. I've lived in Sparks since I've been here. I'm the executive director of a nonprofit organization, Seniors in Service, which is also located here in Sparks. I have a vested interest in this community, and I really appreciate your confidence in me representing.
Thanks for stepping up to the plate and volunteering. That's great. James.
My name is Jim Gaba. I have lived in the Sparks community now for 8 years. I've been in the Reno Sparks area for 13 years. I just finished a 2 years assignment as the secretary for the Vistas Homeowners Association. And my neighbor is George Camarado, and he recommended me for this upcoming position. And I'm doing this to give back to the community. I don't want to just live in it. I want to be part of it.
Thank you. Thank you both for stepping up to the plate. I hope you like to read. Because a little bit of reading on the Planning Commission. One of the toughest commissions we have. I truly believe that because there is so much going on all the time. So thank you so much, both of you. Anybody want to add? Mr. Lawson.
Thank you guys for stepping up. That's a big deal and a huge commitment for you guys, and we need good people. So thank you. I can't tell you how hard it is to find good people that want to volunteer and give back to the community. So it's awesome that you guys stepped up and made that happen.
Good luck. Thank you very much. Okay, moving on to 9.2, consideration possible acceptance of a grant from the Nell J. Redfield Foundation in the amount of $33,000. Well, hello there.
Hello, good afternoon, Mayor Pro Tem and council members. My name is Shauna Nelson. I'm Recreation Supervisor. I'm just asking for your acceptance of this grant award. We apply for this grant annually, for those of you who may not be aware. It supports our Leisure Without Limits program, our Nell J. Redfield free playground program that takes place out of the Larry D. Johnson Community Center in the summer. And it just supports a pretty important part of our community with regard to the program we do for people with disabilities and kids and families who maybe can't afford to attend some of our other programs.
This is like clockwork. These are every year they give this to us. And
they're super good with it. Yeah. That's it. That's
questions
the whole thing.
Or comments from anybody?
You going to argue about taking money?
No, but we still have to make a motion. Who's going to make the motion?
Donald's on the person.
Donald?
I motion to approve.
Okay, we have a motion. How about a second? Mr. Dare.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, please vote.
Tough deal there, Shauna.
I know. That's easy to do, isn't it? Yeah.
We're very fortunate.
Thanks, Shauna. It passed unanimously. Thank you. We're going to poke him in the side over there when he's... Okay. 9.3, consideration of possible approval of a forensic support service agreement for FY16 and 17 between Washoe County Sheriff's Office and the Sparks Police Department. Chief Bryan.
Good afternoon, Mayor Pro Tem, members of council, acting manager Kreutz. As the title says, this is something we normally bring before you earlier in the year. That's the first paragraph. Like any good college student, we're going to skip to the last paragraph and then fill in the details in the middle here shortly. I neglected to have staff put this on your agenda item earlier, and staff is very efficient, and therefore they already paid this bill. So I take full responsibility that this did not get in front of you before this moment, and now I'll fill in the details of what the agreement is that we already paid for this fiscal year and how we're going to continue this program into the future. So what we have before you today is usually it's a biannual forensic services support agreement between the Washoe County Sheriff's Office and the Sparks Police Department. Washoe County Forensic Services provides a litany of services to the police department. Used to be every other year we would get a estimated cost of services of what we would do if we were to pay for it on our own. and in the past we've been able to negotiate a substantially lower rate. This year was no different. I met with Sheriff Allen back in April of 2016, in which our original estimated cost was approximately $620,000 for forensic services through the Washoe County Sheriff's Office. Through an agreement that we had with previous Sheriff Haley and former Chief Kiefer, when we were paying substantially lower than that amount, Sheriff Allen agreed to only do the increase of the $35,000 per year that we have had going on for the previous 6 years. So in that, the total this year came up to $389,500, and with that, we get services through the Washoe County Crime Lab and the Forensic Services as outlined in the interlocal agreement. In that, we also get simple things from the breath alcohol program through blood analysis, forensic services, and even like we experienced this last weekend where we call forensic services out and they do all of our crime scene investigations for major crimes and all of that. So I apologize that this did not get in front of you before this date. It will not happen again, and I can assure you of that, and I'm just looking for you to ratify the expenditures that we have taken. I'll answer any questions about the contract if you have them.
Any questions for the chief? We were made aware of this before, so we knew it was coming before us. And this seems like one of those things you check the box and pay it. And
one of those every other year things, and staff we went through it. I neglected to get on the agenda for you, and a very effective and efficient staff saw a paid bill, and we moved on with life, and then we realized the error was made.
looking for a motion. Ms. Bybee.
I move to approve the Forensic Support Services Agreement with the Washoe County Sheriff's Office and ratify the $389,500 expenditure for those services.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Mr. Lawson.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, please vote. Passes unanimously. Thanks, Chief.
Mr. Kreutz is taking you out to the woodshed.
Trust me, it's already been done. Take care of it.
For consideration of possible ratification of resolution number 3305 declaring a state of emergency in the city of Sparks on January 6, 2017 due to a flood event beginning on January 3rd, 2017. Mr. Kreutz.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. For the record, Neil Kreutz, Acting City Manager. As the Mayor Pro Tem has already said, we did declare a state of emergency on the morning of January 6th for the flood that was well on its way at that point in time. And you'll recall we came through the flood with relatively minor damage. So all in all, it as good as a flood can go, I think we experienced it. Now we are here asking for the council to ratify that decision. And so you have a resolution in front of you. And as I said, we ask that you ratify.
Okay.
Be happy to answer any questions.
Questions, comments? Mr. Dare.
I move to ratify resolution number 3305 declaring a state of emergency in the city of Sparks due to a flood event.
Okay, we have a second. Ms. Bybee.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? City did a great job on this. We've talked about this over and over, and unfortunately, we're good at what we do when it comes to floods. We've had 3 in the last 20 years and almost 1 in 2012. So we have a motion and a second. If there's no further discussion, please vote. Passes unanimously. Thank you. Thanks, Neil. Okay, we do not have any public hearing items or zoning comments. I'll open up the comments to the public. Anybody in the audience wishing to speak at this time? Seeing none, we'll bring it back to the council. Comments from City Council and City Manager. Ms. Bybee.
Oh, yes, thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. I would like to ask Acting Manager Kreutz and staff to bring back an item for discussion and possible direction for the City Council to our next meeting, the first meeting in February, to potentially direct staff to intervene in the potential litigation regarding Washoe County's bill draft request regarding the Truckee Meadow Regional Planning Agency Governing Board introduces Assembly Bill 39 of the 2017 legislative session.
Thank you, ma'am. We will be more than happy to put that on the City Council's agenda for your next meeting, February 13th, so that you can take a position on that item.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments? I have 3, Mr. Manager. Let me start over. Mr. Driscoll or Mr. Kreutz, Will you please have staff bring back items for the council to consider directing staff to rectify the property preservation ordinance section 7.16, and I'll give this to you too, Neil, for consistency with Title 20, and to review and propose amendments providing clarity and consistency to the administrative citation chapter SMC 2.27, and to clean up items in the new zoning code Title 20 that are incomplete, inconsistent, and are left out, including but not limited to permitted uses, use standards, and definition clarification. Okay. And then my second one is, on behalf of Mayor Martini, I am requesting that the city manager direct staff to review the manner by which restricted gaming is permitted in the city of Sparks and propose a solution to the circumstances described by Mr. Alonso earlier in public comment to the council today. And I'll give you this also so you'll have it written down. Okay, additionally, I am concerned that the lack of diligence demonstrated by the owners of the DeAndrea Clubhouse in removing debris and other hazards from the site after the fire that destroyed it in October 2015. That's over a year ago. The property is a nuisance and must be dealt with. I would like the city manager to direct staff to explore all available avenues for abatement.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any other comments? Yeah.
The city has two vacancies. Let's see. Let's get the right word. The Western Nevada Development District, two vacancies, each for 2-year terms. Applications for that committee will be taken to close the business 5 o'clock on Friday, February 17th. So we're looking for interested parties to represent us on the committee.
Okay. Any more comments?
Yes, actually, has to do with that WNDV. On the website, I don't think that one was particularly listed. I had somebody look at that.
Thank you.
And they went through and they couldn't find it. He actually did go on, and I can show you where he put on.
Super. Thank you.
Okay, is that it? Any more comments? Okay, looking for motion for adjourn. We have a motion and a second. We are adjourned. Thank you very much. Quick.
I'd like to call to order the Sparks Redevelopment Agency meeting with a roll call.
Chairperson Bybee.
Here.
Agency members Abbott.
Here.
Lawson. Smith. Martini absent. Dare.
Yes.
Agency Attorney Adams.
Here.
Acting Chief Administrative Officer Kreutz.
Here.
Thank you. We have a quorum.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Agenda, item 4.1, I'm looking for approval of today's agenda. I have a motion by Member Lawson, second by Member Smith. All those in favor, please vote. Thank you. Motion carries unanimously. Item 5.1. I'm sorry, I did not. Okay. I apologize. I need to go back to item 3, public comment. Do I have any public comment? Seeing none, we'll move on. I apologize for the error. Okay, we are on item 5.1, consideration approval of the minutes of the Sparks Redevelopment Agency meeting of December 12th, 2016. Do I have a motion to approve or corrections?
Motion to approve. Second.
Move to approve by Member Dare, second by Member Lawson. All those in favor, or please vote. Motion carries unanimously. Item 6.1, business items. We have a report of claims and bills approved for payment and transfers for the period November 23rd through January 4th. Do I have a motion to approve?
Move to approve. Second.
Who moved to approve? Okay. Move to approve by Member Lawson, second by Member Abbott. Please vote. Motion carries unanimously. I have item number 7.1. Do I have comments now from the public? Okay, seeing none, that's closed. Item 7.2, comments from the agency and Chief Administrative Officer. Seeing none, we'll close that. Move to, I guess I just adjourned. Do I need a motion? Okay, we are adjourned. Thank you.